Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 2. It is one and done in the FA Cup for Tottenham Hotspur as they fall out in the third round. Welcome into Top the Perch. I'm your host, as always, Nick Burt. On a day we were honoring one of our greatest achievements in club history, the 125th anniversary of the 1901 team winning the FA Cup, becoming the first and still to this day only non-league club to win the tournament. Tottenham put up a absolute stinker of a performance, and it is just bad, terrible. We'll get to the second half when we get to the second half, but this was just poor all around. I don't really want to say that you didn't see it or, was shocked by this and stuff like that. But, we all knew this was coming. This is just how we've played the past 2 months. It feels like 3 months. I don't know. Maybe since Thomas Frank took over. It just was a disaster of a game. Disaster of game, best way to put it. And it's not even fun, watching these games, because, you just know we're being outplayed. And even in the early stages, when it's still level, you're like, there was never any feeling Tottenham were coming out of this game with a victory. It sucks. It really does suck that we are at this point. Thomas Frank's on, the touchline chewing his gum. Blah, 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 blah. And then, whoa! And, when we actually have a shot on that. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But, this game, I kind of want to, Villa were beatable today. If we had a halfway decent team out there today that showed actual fight, we're probably on to the fourth round. But instead, we're sitting here doing nothing. And just, 22nd minute, just counterattack. The Aston Villa attackers just fly past our back line. And it would be Buendina putting it in the back of the net. Top corner, too. So, 1-0 Aston Villa. 22 minutes into this game. And at that point, it's okay. It's over. We know we're not coming back from this. We may get a goal, but is it going to matter? Probably not, because that's just the way it is. The fact we're at this point right now is just awful. Richarlison goes off injured, I want to say around the 35th minute, somewhere around there. We get to the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time. It is Morgan Rogers. No stopping that one. And it's 2-0 Aston Villa as we go into the half here. And if there was any doubt at this point, it's okay. This is more than over. It's done. Let's just get this over with. Go down into the half, down 2-0. Just kind of embarrassing, just the play that we saw today. The second half was a little bit better, showed a little bit of threat, but did it really matter at all? No, of course not, because nothing ever matters with this club. Everything is just a mess 100% of the time, and we throw everything out the window. And I don't know. This is just bad. It's bad. It's the best way to put it. It is bad, bad, bad. And I think back to last year. Obviously, it went bad very fast because of injuries. It's gone bad again this year, partially because of injuries, partially because the tactics are just god-awful. But at some point, you got to question, what is happening on these training grounds, because injuries have been a problem for everybody. Now, is our problem just that we don't have the depth for it and other teams can cover up their injuries better? Maybe that's the answer, but we don't do that. Investing in squad depth is foreign to us, but here we are anyways. 54th minute, Wilson Odegaard. Honestly, what a goal. That was a great watch there. It gives hope, but again, it was never going to matter. But we sit here now, Tottenham only down a goal with still over a half hour to play. And honestly, it was a great bang play. Kolo Muani gets the turnover right around midfield and gets it to Odegaard in the box. Great play. Absolutely, that's what we want to see a lot of the time. But Thomas Frank is it seems to be allergic to that. So, we can't do that. Why would we do that? It was Xavi Simons seemed locked when we were playing our tactics in the first half, and then everything kind of became free-flowing in the second half because we kind of threw those out the window. And he looks like a completely different player. He looks absolutely outstanding. And it's kind of unbelievable how good he looks when he's not stuck in this Frank, whatever we want to call it, because it's not good. It is not good at all. Also, Tottenham had 2 goals ruled out today for offsides. No VAR to check them, but they were offsides. I'll give them that. So yeah, this game ends 2-1 to Villa. They're on to the 4th round. It would have been nice for another cup chase this year, but it's January 10th. We're out of the Carabao Cup. We're out of the FA Cup. We're out of the league. We sit 14th in the league. And we are going to need an absolute miracle to make a run in the Champions League. Our season is basically over in January. We are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. There is no reason for our season to be over in January. This is absolutely disgraceful. And I get it. A lot of other teams, this weekend got drawn with much lower opponents. And it never seems to happen with Tottenham. They always get, a high-level opponent. Obviously, in this case, Aston Villa. And, it's just our luck that Villa are on a heater right now, kind of. I know it's kind of slowed down into the new year, but, they still look very good. And it's, just our luck that we play them and, quite easily we were going out of the cup in the first round, or third round, but our first in it. It is Tottenham's first exit out of the tournament in the third round since 2014. It's their 32nd overall exit in the third round. And it would have been much nicer if we could have gone on a little cup run, maybe make us feel a little bit better about this season, have something still to play for. That's out the window. Absolutely just despicable. I did see another one today. The FA Cup defeat was Tottenham's 50th defeat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It came in the 175th match that Tottenham have played there. That is another just absolutely despicable stat. That is so bad. Absolutely horrific. I couldn't believe it when I read it. I had to go do some research, and, well, I confirmed that is indeed correct, which is hard to believe. But that's where Tottenham Hotspur are now. They're in this neverland of never good. And it starts at the top. When Daniel Levy left, we were promised that things are going to get better under this new ownership. Well, new ownership, I put that in air quotes, because it's still the Lewis family. It's just his kids taking over now. We were promised investment. We were promised all this, that. So what are we getting in this transfer window? Yes, we're 10 days into the window. We're getting some left back, 18-year-old from Brazil. Never heard of the kid in my life. What are we supposed to do with that? That kid is not going to play for Tottenham. I guarantee it. We haven't seen Koto Takai at all this year. And yes, he's been injured, but we sent him out on loan now. Yan Ming Yuk, remember him? He's been out on loan twice. Hell, we don't even use our own players that we develop in our academy. Mikey Moore, out on loan. Jamie Donnelly out on loan. Will Lancashire out on loan. Hell, when Richarlison went down today, Dane Scarlett didn't even come on first. He did come on in this game, but he picked up Kolo Muani before he picked up Dane Scarlett. This Brazilian kid, is not going to do us any good. We are spending money to spend money. I don't know what we're doing. This is an absolute abject disaster. I can't believe it. I can't believe how poorly run this club seems at the moment. And that it's from the top down. It's ownership, to Perch and Lang. Is Perch still going to Fiorentina? I have no idea. And then obviously down to management with our brilliant manager, Thomas Frank. So for Tottenham Hotspur, it's actually a week off. We don't have a midweek match for the first time in what seems like forever. And next Saturday, they will be facing a West Ham team that very much seems like they're going down this year. And Tottenham are at home, which means one thing: West Ham are probably walking away with 3 points. So I truly cannot wait to see you back here next week for another episode of Top the Perch. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again next week. Probably going to be a loss, but we'll see. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon for another episode of Top of the Perch.